On behalf of the party FDC and joint opposition political parties in Acholi land, yesterday, the 18th of December 2026, FDC leadership and management sat in Lalia ward and resolved, endorsed our brother Simon Opoka Peter as the joint united opposition political parties candidate. In the meeting, 76 members of the party plus candidates under the party FDC signed and endorsed Simon Opoka candidature. And we have handed over all the members of the party to mobilize, give him support wherever he will be in Laroo Pece Division. Same applies to Mark Anthony Obonyo for city mayorship. So we thought it's rightful for us to make it public so that he gets the support from the party members, and people should be aware of that, not to get through rumors that he has been endorsed. So a sign of endorsements are here, and we are going to hand over this document to him so that he uses it for his daily activity as he goes on to campaign right from today onwards. I thank my party and I thank the members of FDC in Laroo Pece to have come up boldly in support of Opoka Simon. He has our candidate for MP in Laroo Pece. Thank you. FDC as a party has got no candidate, and we cannot leave that gap to NRM to play around with it. Two, as opposition political parties, we thought wise that we need to rally behind a credible and a saleable candidate. So in that, we found it is in Simon Opoka for directly elected member of parliament.
So what happened to your candidate? Why did he quit?
Due to his domestic challenge, and he thought wise not to continue.
What do you mean by domestic challenge?
Those are personal issues. His personal issues.
In one of the rallies where Mao was campaigning recently, he openly mentioned that the FDC candidate, Komakech, quit the race in respect for his candidature.
Those are the kind of propaganda an opponent can say towards his other opponents. But there is no evidence that shows that he did quit in his favor. The two parties did not sit to agree on that.
First of all, I want to thank the distinguished leaders of FDC in Gulu City. I want to thank the national leaders of FDC in the country. I want to extend my warm, heartfelt, humbling gratitude to the distinguished leaders of UPC. And above all, I want to thank the constituents of Laroo Pece for accepting me as a candidate. I am duly nominated. I am sponsored by the UPC as a flag bearer. This is not symbolic. This is historic endorsement to be the joint candidate for the United Opposition Parties Forum, which forum was born out of the impunity with which our people were being beaten in Gulu and in Noya and in Amoro on the 5th and the 6th, showing that there is no leadership in Acholi, and therefore we were united, one, to send a message that Acholi is not a vacuum. Acholi has leaders, and Acholi is the epicenter of the Acholi nation, right from Pakwach to the borders with the Karamoja, is one single nation of a people who are peace-loving. And we want to let it be very clear that the constitutional order of Uganda is not broken. So no soldier, no mulalo, no thug, no DPC can usurp the powers of the elected leaders. And in that voice, I'm the secretary of the United Opposition Parties Forum. At the same time, I accept the honor of being the joint candidate for Laroo Pece MP under the support of FDC and the entire structure. You asked me, what do I say about this endorsement? It is time to sow the seeds of unity over division. I want to thank FDC that not every candidate in Laroo Pece is for sale, and no minister and no government supported candidate in Laroo Pece is too rich to buy Opoka Simon. I cannot sell my soul and also sell my people. And this has come in as support that is necessary, because the only party that has real credible structures with a tested leadership, that in 2016 they stood behind the DP candidate and the DP candidate went through. And I want to tell you, this is a machinery that knows voting, and you cannot read the will of the people. So I am very happy and honored to get the support of the indomitable Christopher Chire, who is our leader in the United Opposition Parties Forum. And in Chaga, Honorable Chaga, we have a reliable hand that controls the secretariat of the people who are going to work hard. So on my behalf, on behalf of the People's Congress, UPC, and the people of Acholi, I would like to say this is the beginning. And when I'm MP, I'm not going to be an MP who is partisan. I'm going to be an MP where FDC will take it upon themselves to see that the leader they have endorsed is a leader of the people. My office and the structures of FDC shall be joined with that of UPC and any peace-loving Ugandan, so that the MP works for the people. I am not anybody's candidate, but I am a candidate who will be the MP of the people of Laroo Pece and the Acholi fraternity at large. And above all, symbolically, the current leader of FDC comes from Teso. The current leader of UPC comes from Lao, and I'm here in Acholi. We shall also preach the Northern Hemisphere unity. We want us to have neighborly, loving neighbors. Neighborly loving, because we need a northern Uganda that is a brother's keeper, that is a sister's keeper. And I would like to tell you without hesitation, may God bless those in LRA for crafting the comprehensive solution to the Juba peace talk, because it includes the people of Teso, it includes the Lao people, Acholi people, and West Nile, particularly Jumani. In the same vein, we shall fight for our recovery. We shall fight for the respect of the people of northern Uganda. And above all, we shall fight for our rights not to be second citizens. And like I said it, I will still continue that if government of Uganda does not respect the voice of the people through Opoka Simon as their MP, then we shall put a case before the International Court that we get independent of Uganda. And I will not shy away to tell you FDC is fighting for federal system of governance. We need a federal government so that the Lao people in Uganda can plan for their people as best as they can. The Acholi people to plan for the people of Acholi as best as they can. The people of West Nile, we shall only be joining the project of Uganda when Uganda works for all of us as equal citizens. These are promises I've made to FDC, and we are going to sign a memorandum of understanding between UPC and FDC to deliver on the promises that we shall agree upon. But above all, we shall speak for the common man. We shall speak for that girl who was born in abduction. We shall speak for that child mother who went to look for a husband just because she couldn't feed her mother. We shall speak for that child who wants to go to school, but school fees in UPE schools is too expensive for their household income to sustain. We shall speak for that border man who has been laden by a heavy loan, and after almost clearing the loan and it fails, they take away their motorcycles. We shall speak for that mother who is being exploited by government-supported loan sharks, the so-called PADE. That government of Uganda must have inclusive access to finance for our informal sector and our mothers in shops. We shall speak for the Bolichok groups, that government should capitalize all the Bolichok with agricultural credit facility, because actually is land rich, but poor people. That government gives them money to invest. And above all, we shall condemn the PDM the way it is now. Less than 20% of the households in Acholi are benefiting from PDM, which PDM, the 20% will get, each one will get 1 million shillings in not less than 10 years. The 80% of the Acholi, and yet poverty is at 68%. Where will they go? If government doesn't care proportionately with equity at heart, then we are up at arms. We would force government to declare Acholi and northern Uganda a disaster area because they have failed us. I want now to specifically tell you 3 or 4 things. 1, education is a right. No household because of poverty should be condemned to their children not going to school. In Karamoja, education is free. And above all, there is a free, nutritious meal at break time and at lunch time for every school-going child. It's a motivation for people to go to school. I want to tell you also that our teachers are heavily laden and burdened by loans. We need government to forgive all loans that our teachers are burdened with so that they can concentrate in building the next educated lot of the people of northern Uganda. I would also like to tell you that the issue of access to land, rights to land, and the ease of securing your land, your interest in the land. The cost of securing land is too expensive. We will tell government there is nothing extraordinary. We shall have joint land titling, particularly customary land. I can tell you good news in Western Uganda. Customary land can now have cadastral survey and can be plotted in the National Land Management System. So we need our customary land to be reflected such that an ordinary poor family whose land is being grabbed can also go and put a caveat on their land. I also want to tell you that access to social service is a right. Outside senior quarters, there is no tarmac that goes anywhere in the rural part of the city. Imagine not urban, not peri-urban, but the rural part of Gulu City. So we want all our roads to be paved. We want every household where government will pave a road or open a road must be adequately compensated prior to anybody opening any road, so that our people also get cash, get money, by their kind offer to let people have access to roads. But above all, we are going to fight, and I've asked UPC and FDC that every 3 months there will be an audit on me, because a member of parliament every month in Laroo earns about 35 million shillings for coming back home to their constituents. So it is FDC and UPC to audit the MP Opoka Simon every 3 months to show cause where has he reached in consulting the people. We don't want absentee MPs like we have in the current MP, who has just resurfaced from nowhere just a month ago. We don't want ministers who don't come back home. They only come back during election time. We don't want leaders who think Kampala is a better place for them to eat the monies they receive on our behalf. So in brief, FDC and DP are joining hands to, and FDC and UPC, sorry for the tongue twisting, those are traumatic experiences. It takes time for you to get over it. So I want to thank FDC and UPC for honestly building a servant leader in me. I'm here promising to be a servant leader, to work for the common man, starting with the most marginalized. And as your MP on the 15th, we shall celebrate. I want to also finally tell you that being courageous actually is an opposition stronghold. President Yoweri Museveni, under NRM, out of 711,000 voters, only got 180,000 votes. 533,000 voters are out there asking for an honest opposition candidate to come and they take him to parliament. Here I am. 500,000 votes are there for anybody who is honest and is not a sellout to be endorsed and voted. Then you, who is a voter, make sure you vote. It is those who don't vote that their votes are actually substituted by rigging machinery of the NRM and their UPDF soldiers. So come out and vote. In Gulu City, out of 56,000 voters, only 18,000 voted. And by the way, I am the one who was the chief polling agent for the minister who is now contesting in Laroo. His votes in Gulu district and Gulu City, in particular Laroo, if he again got the same votes, he will be number 6 in the elections, because he got less than 2,000 votes in Laroo. As a presidential candidate, I'm not afraid. In any case, the money is pouring, is good enough. It's the only time people are getting back a bit of their money, a bit of their cattle that the world debt claimants are struggling to get. So I'm happy that finally, because of Opoka Simon, people are pouring money. But don't be afraid. We have 66,000 voters in 142 polling stations, with only 18,000 having voted last year. So over 50,000 votes are there for honest leaders. So I'm confident I'll be the winner. And we don't need to struggle. We don't have the money, but we have the heart. We don't have the money, but we have the record of never selling out our people. We don't have the money, but we have the record of having worked for our people without a pay. This time round, we are asking, trust us with your vote, and we shall trust you with our life.